G'day. Yours?
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Property Footy and Life with Rob, Rach and Millie. We thought it was about time that Millie actually made a guest appearance, considering that her name is in the title. So, Rob, who are we talking about this week?
Would you believe we're going to talk about the mighty, the foundation club themselves, South Sydney, and what has now become one of the hippest and most expensive inner city suburbs of Sydney, Redfern.
Who would have thunk it?
Who would have thunk it?
The mighty bunnies, or the Rabbitohs, or whatever you want to call them.
Many things I've called them over the years.
The red, white and green. My grandmother and my auntie were huge bunny supporters. Auntie Colleen had everything red, white and green. Everything she could knit, crochet. She went to every game when she was alive. Huge bunny supporter. And Mum does follow them, but not to the same degree that Nan and Auntie Colleen did. So we should just chat a bit about, because they are a foundation club, founded in 1908, and actually won the first premiership or grand final back in that day.
Yeah, it would have been, yeah.
Unfortunately, so they have won 21 premierships during that time. Unfortunately, the NRL booted them out in 1999, and it was only because of one of their greatest players, George Pickens, that they actually made a comeback into, with the support of their fans.
Yeah, 100%.
Loyal as, and without them, they wouldn't be back in the comp.
True.
Very short sighted of the league to do that. I think it was that was around the Super
League. That was
League thing.
When the Super League and the ARL came back together and reformed.
Yeah, so, I don't know how you could kick a foundation club out. It's just,
all about money.
Beyond me, but they do, and it's the mighty dollar. So, some of the most famous players, Clive Churchill, John O'Neill, Johnny Sattler, Ron Coote, Bob McCarthy, have mentioned George Pickens. Current coach is Jason Demetriou, one of Wayne Bennett's prodigies, yeah. And current captain is Cameron Murray. I'd have to actually also mention the Falcon himself.
Who?
The Falcon.
Who's the Falcon?
Mario.
Who?
How could you not miss him?
Are you talking about his head or his nose?
Oh, I actually was fortunate enough to meet the man, and
very nice man.
Absolute gentleman, awesome player, loyal to a T to his South Sydney.
Yep.
Love Latrell Mitchell. I think he's an awesome player. I think they did let one of their best players go.
Who?
Went to the Broncos.
The Broncos?
Wrong with the Broncos. You can tell it's been a long day. It's been a long
we did miss last week, so we're doing a catch up.
Yeah, we did actually. Yeah, but anyway, it's okay. So when they let Adam Reynolds go, and he went off to the Bronx, but he has done great things there. So that's up to the club. So I suppose we better talk property, because I could rattle on football all day.
I thought you were going to ask Millie something, but she's been very quiet.
Yeah, she's been very quiet. She thinks it's a cup of tea time, but it's not. It's too early.
Just like the Rabbitohs, Redfern made a comeback. In the 70s and early 80s, it wasn't the place to walk around at night. It had a terrible reputation, probably not as justified as many thought.
No, definitely not.
But it was very run down. A lot of the properties weren't looked after. But you've got to remember, in Redfern, there's 65% of the people that live there are renters. So it does have a high transient population. They're moving in and out because of the proximity to the city. But amazingly, the place has been gentrified. It's been rebuilt.
Rejuvenated.
It is now one of the hippest, one of the great places to visit in Sydney. But if you want to buy there, now that's something else. You can get a home now. I'm not talking about a big home on a 600 square metre block. Most of the homes there are what we call medium density terraces. They trade for around the $1.6 million mark, with the units around just under the $1 million mark. Mostly because they're right next to Sydney. They are right, you are only 2 or 3 stations from the CBD, depending which one you're getting off. So a lot of people really, really want to live there, especially these days.
Well, it's all about, when we talk about in real estate, it's location.
Location.
And that's what Redfern's
good name
got.
for a show.
It is actually. If you're looking for new hosts, we're available. Anyway, I digress. It is,
as usual.
Yeah, it is close to, it's walking distance to the University of Sydney, It's not that far from New South Wales and Ultimo. It's really, it's close to the SCG if you're a sports tragic. It's great restaurants, cafes. It's a really great lifestyle if you want to live in the inner city.
But interesting though, in the last 3 months, housing properties have dropped just over 6%. So that indicates to me is they probably got a little bit overinflated during the boom mid last year. But unit prices, they've gone up about 4%. So where the other week, sometimes most areas of Sydney, unit prices stay flat and house prices bounce around. Of course, you're in the inner city. You don't want to be mowing lawns. You want to be working. You want to be enjoying yourself, partying, restaurants, enjoying life. Units are so popular there and good investments for a lot of people because a 2-bedroom unit is getting about $700-800 a week.
So what's the average time on the market?
From what I heard, it's about 28 days. Now, in other words, it's a month. That is very, very good for the city because it isn't an area where people go and shop a lot, and when they go in there, there is high competition. But 28 days, if you've got a house or a unit going on the market and you can get it sold within 28 days, that's pretty good. And there are some great pubs, some great restaurants, an average football team, I suppose you could call it.
Average as the bloke who follows Western Suburbs and now West Tigers. Average.
Well, that's why we weren't here last week because West had the bye, so we thought we'd take the bye.
No, we're still in mourning from the week after.
Oh, well,
the weekend after.
Such is life. But no, it is a great place, Redfern. And look, the whole city market is bouncing back quite quickly. It hasn't dropped, like all the pundits said, by 20 and 30%. There have been some areas, the odd area has dropped a little.
But that comes back to what we've been talking about with regards to when they talk about a Sydney market. There is no such thing as a Sydney real estate market. There are multiple markets within the Sydney market. So if you live in Sydney, and I've said this before on previous podcasts, every major capital city would have multiple property markets within that one market.
Yep.
So you're not going to see across the board trend because it doesn't happen. The southwest and the northwest region of Sydney might be completely different to the eastern suburbs, to the northern beaches, to the Shire, to the inner west. It depends on actually where you are and what market you are located in, and the factors that are happening in those areas. Are there big spends from the government on infrastructure in your area, which is going to drive demand for rentals or drive the house prices up? So, that's one factor that people, I think, overlook when they're actually looking at, one, to buy an investment around the country. Are you looking at what's being spent in that area, what is projected to be spent in the next 18 to 24 months if you're looking to buy an investment? If you're looking to relocate across the country, where is the work going to be? Because that actually does have a flow-on effect to the cost of the property, and if there's going to be major capital growth in that area, or if there's going to be a high rental demand in that area. That's really something that, I think as buyer's agents, that's something we look at when we are purchasing property for people across the country.
I thought, hang on a minute, you just told me the only thing you look at is the cafe latte index. How much it costs to buy a cafe latte is directly related to the price of the property.
Really? Whatever floats your boat, mate. Like, seriously.
The dearer the coffee, the dearer the property prices, I've always heard.
Oh, well, dear coffee doesn't make it good.
No, it doesn't make it good.
No, it doesn't make it good. Yeah, we discovered that on the weekend, that expensive coffee doesn't always equal good coffee or quality coffee.
Quality coffee.
Quality coffee, which is what I'm looking for.
So, there you go.
No?
One of the other benefits, if you are in Sydney, pop down to Redfern because not far from it is the new Central Station. Now, Central Station's been there 100 and something years old. It's just been remodelled. And they haven't thrown anything out. They've kept a lot of the old woodwork, all the old stonework. It is a magnificent, beautiful old Central Station to go and look at. You are only, if you're staying in Redfern or looking to buy, you are only minutes from the Sydney Cricket Ground, minutes from the brand new football stadium where most of the soccer, the rugby and the league all play. You're minutes from all of the live theatre. You're not very far from Darling Harbour, Circular Quay. Stone's Throw. You've got
great
some
areas.
Great shopping down Alexandria.
Yeah.
All those areas where all the factory outlets are. So there's a lot of pluses to go into.
Yeah, absolutely. I did want to talk about, though, the game that's coming up this week. So Souths are playing Penrith. So I think that will actually be the game of the round. Based on I mean, he's screwing his nose off me, but I don't care. This is what I think, my perception. Based on their performances to date in the rounds of football that we've had. Very good signs, and I think it will be, I could be proven wrong. I might come on here next week and say, hand on heart, I thought it was going to be the game of the round, and it could be somewhat, could actually be.
I thought it was West versus Manly.
Could be West versus Manly on Sunday, but somehow I don't think so. Yeah. Anyway, Rob will keep the faith week in and week out. I'm still on the edge whether or not I'll actually attend the game on Sunday, but we'll see.
Now, the last part of today is our life. Now, every week we give an update about one of our grandchildren. Mm-hmm. Of course, we're going to talk about Hazel. Now, on the weekend, Hazel said something nearly 4 years old, a revelation to Nana. When she turned around and she told Nana she doesn't need something anymore.
Oh, yeah, I've been informed that so I'm now redundant. Mm-hmm. She said, I don't need help, Nanny. And I said, but I could help it better. She goes, okay. But I have taught her to turn the microwave on. I did that last night. I'm going to preface this by saying we had a discussion. You don't take things out of the microwave when you're only 4 years old. And she said, no, only nannies do that.
And she did there watching you going round and around and around, much like a South supporter, just watching you going around and around and around.
I didn't put my granddaughter in danger. I was there with her the entire time when she was pressing the buttons. I was showing her what to do.
Unlike if I was there, I'm not allowed to go near microwaves because I do put people in danger.
Burns them. Twice.
Yeah, well, one was just singed. The other one, we needed a new microwave, but that's another story.
Do you want to tell the story about what happened?
No, we haven't got time today because we're running out of time. We might do that for our Christmas special.
I do want to say things to you, though, when we're talking about life, is if you've still got your elderly parents around or, your kids' grandparents, is to treasure them every day.
Yes.
We don't know how long we're going to have them for, particularly those who've got parents who are on the dementia journey. We feel you, we understand you. Our family is walking that journey at the moment. Hold them tight. Remember them how they were. Remember they're still there, tucked away somewhere, the essence of who they are, even though it doesn't seem like it when you see them or you talk to them.
That's so true. So It's going to be bye from me, and it's...
Peace out, peeps.
Stay cool. Ciao.
And see you from Mill.